JtaliReacts. Want it, I see it, I got it, I get it. What's good, world, and welcome back to JtaliReacts, bringing you the highest vibrations on the internet. Got a dope video lined up for you today. It's really gonna expand your mind. You know what I'm saying? So be sure to stick around to the end so you don't miss a thing. Let's jump right into the videos.
They're trapping your soul in the earth. You exist in two worlds, a physical external world and your invisible inside world. When you die, your physical body is left behind and you're left with the inside world. And if your inside world is still attached to smoking, fast food, pornography and physical things, your soul is not ready to ascend to higher planes, causing you to reincarnate back into physicality because that's what you desire still. Imagine your physical body leaving, but your mind and emotions are still attached to these physical things. You have to mentally and emotionally detach from these physical things before you die, which prepares the soul to ascend to higher realms. The true you is the inside world. Your physical body is just in this physical dimension. The Matrix just gets you attached to as many physical things as possible to keep you in the trap of reincarnation. The only thing that counts when you die is the mastery of yourself. Code Spring 30 ends soon.
Yo, see, we all got vices, especially the one you're using right now, the device. Your mobile device, right? It's a vice, just like anything else. And we do have to break free of these vices. So my goal of the week is to fast for at least 3 days. And I always try to challenge myself because I feel like every time I do something I don't want to do, I level up. And that's one of the cheat codes to the simulation that we're living in.
Reincarnation. You get to come back and get in another body.
Yep.
Right? Because you got too many attachments. You can't carry attachments because you begin to be too heavy. Right? So, you love your mama. You love your girl. You love everybody. But that attachment is keep you stuck. You got to learn to love while observing. Because you're supposed to observe the law. Observe the land. You're a creator. We observe our creation. God neither need praise, so I don't need no praise. I just want to observe, just like God, because I'm God. I'm not going to intervene. I'm not going to interfere. So when you have these attachments, as you call addictions, in the spiritual world, you come back to earth. You get reincarnated.
So you're saying that the people that like live their life with addiction, they actually reincarnate. So
yeah, but it's not just addiction of drugs, right? You can talk about drugs. See, a person can't be addicted to drugs. Listen, everything is internal before it comes external. So for a person to be addicted to drugs, they gotta be addicted to something in their own mind. They gotta be addicted to pain. The memories gotta keep on spinning in their mind before they look for something to console it. See, when you do the physical drugs, it's only the reaction of what's already played forth in your mind.
Wow.
You lost control of your mind before you did it on the outside. What don't the fuck you understand?
So trauma is the beginning of addiction.
Yeah, from the mind. Everything comes from the mind first. As a man think, so he is. So if you want to stop it, control your mind then.
607 Unc, like, he seems like he's crazy, right? But the game he spits is just refreshing.
If reincarnation is real, with the family you have right now that you love and you're attached to and you don't want to die because you don't want to leave them, the family that you, before you came here, you died, and you love that family a lot too. But that family's probably still here on Earth depending on how old you are. That's crazy, right? And you don't even remember them, and you forgot them, and they're grieving you. But if you're 20, let's just say they're 20 years older than they were without you. For the last 20 years, they've been grieving you, and you're here again. We would treat people a lot different if we looked at them like it could be a potential past family member.
Yo, he's spitting real shit, but is he tweaking? I swear, dude's tweaking. Like, that's a genuine Louisiana tweaker right there.
Because if we seen an older person walking out of a store, you know, not really, you know, being too happy or whatever, how do we know they're not grieving somebody they lost? And even if they told you they were grieving somebody they lost, what if that somebody was you? And that was your people, that was your parents, that was your dad, that was your mom. and and you wouldn't act like that to them, or even if they were able to prove it and said, hey, this is your past life parent, would that be awkward or what? You'd be like, it feels like a stranger. But if they proved it, would you still have that same love? Or would it be different because you were on a different energetic lifespan at this time?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, someone could prove to you that they were your mother or father or brother or sister in a past life, and I don't think it would really matter. It wouldn't. I mean, some people it would, but for the most part, most people would just play that off and just go on with their day to day. They wouldn't really treat them differently because, like he said, I think we'd be on a different wavelength or a different vibration than we were in that past life.
This is the only planet where we come in with everything wiped out. The other planets that the ETs live on, all the other beings live on, they are very aware of who they are. They're aware of their connection to the source, to God. They know why they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are very connected. We are not. That's part of the school, part of the test. He said if you came in, everything is wiped out. I've had them come when they're going through the birth experience and they'll be saying, I gotta remember, I gotta remember. Then they're born and they'll say, I don't remember anymore. It's just wiped clean. I have had a few people who do remember the other side, but not very many. You come in as a blank slate, and when you leave, when you die, that blinders are taken off, and then you know it all again. You have all the information at that point. But when you come in, they said, what greater test than to live a life thinking you are all alone, that you don't have any connections to anybody, that there isn't anything bigger than you, and you have to do it all from scratch by yourself. They said, what greater test is there than that? To feel your own way, where the other ones know. They feel sorry for us, that's why they're here trying to help us. But can you understand their way of thinking? You're never alone. You've always got somebody with you. But we feel like we are. So this is part of the test. How are we going to react coming into a world thinking we're all by ourselves? Nobody to help us, and we have to feel our way gradually back to the reason behind everything. And many people don't. They showed us a picture in one of the sessions. They said, we see all of these people wandering around, not literally, but they appear to be all bent over and ugly looking and just all snarled up, and they can't even stand up straight as they have all these loads on their back. And I said, what does that represent? That it means they keep coming back one life after the other, piling it on top of each other till they're all bent over. They haven't got a clue of why they're here, what they're trying to work out, and they're just going round and around in circles. And that's the ones that are going to have the hardest time getting rid of that, to come out of this, because we are coming to the point now we have to come out of this. It's just part of what we are doing. Now when Jesus came, and I wrote the book about Jesus in the Essenes, this is what he was trying to tell people. We're going round and around on this wheel of karma, making the same mistake over and over again. He wanted to show people how to get off of the wheel, progress upward in their development. That was the whole reason for him coming. He said if he's going to save you from anything, it was saving you from the wheel of karma. They didn't understand. But that was the main thing, and it's coming back again. You've got to get rid of all of this, to release it and let it go.
I got to say, Dolores Cannon is probably number one on the human list for who changed my life the most. If you want to activate, go watch all her videos. You won't regret it. Like, she's a beast, or should I say she was a beast. She passed in 2013, but man, I wish I got a chance to go to one of her seminars, because she was spitting game, boy. She was spitting that game. Man, like, it makes me happy to watch her videos, because, like, it makes sense. The things she says, like, for instance, when she said, we're carrying this weight and we don't know why. We came here with a clean slate, and we try to remember when we're born. We're like, I'm going to remember. It's just like a dream, which makes sense. Because especially if you guys have done DMT, like, you know, tell me if you get this, like, every time I do it, and like she was saying, like, they help us and they're with us at all times, I always feel a presence standing right behind me, and it like peeks over. It's like a shadow figure. It's really terrifying, but at the same time, I know it's not. Like, I know it's there to help me. But let me know if you have experienced anything like that in the comments, or if you feel like you've been reincarnated. Do you remember your past lives? I want to know about it.
There are 3 types of souls. Some of us are earth-based souls. So an earth-based soul is a soul that was designed to incarnate and evolve in body on earth, usually hundreds, if not 1,000 or more lives on earth, growing and evolving, tripping and falling in human life. There is a soul nursery in the higher realm. Earth-based souls are prepared to come to earth before they come to earth.
What's the second?
Second one is an interplanetary soul. People can exchange that term. It could be starseed means the same, ET means the same. That's a soul that evolves somewhere other than Earth. The only reason those souls come into body on Earth is because they come from an evolved perspective. They come to help us here. Number 3 is an angelic soul. An angelic soul comes from the angelic realm. That realm of souls supports the divine. Angelic souls carry the energy of the high frequency we think of as source. That's basically a love and compassion energy. So their signature energy, their reason for coming to earth, is to aid a more acceptance, a greater peace, love, compassion perspective.
Do they generally have different human traits and personalities?
There are 7 soul archetypes. We carry a signature orientation to life, one of 7 archetypes.
Whether you're earth-based, angelic, or interplanetary, how does it affect you on this planet?
So I'll speak about interplanetary souls, and then I'll speak about angelics. Interplanetary souls often struggle. They just struggle with the way of life of humans, and that's not to say that there aren't humans of capability and integrity and kindness. There certainly are.
We know there are.
The value of understanding, am I earth-based? Am I interplanetary? Am I angelic? Is to understand ourselves.
When do we know what we have? When we die, or can we find out when we're still alive?
Some of my clients, before they come for regression, already either know or have a sense of, they'll say, I don't come from here. When I was a child, I was fascinated with staring out at the night sky. I was fascinated with the movement of the planets. I knew I came from somewhere out there. Other clients come for regression, and they learn through the regression.
Does the soul separate from the body?
Yes.
And then where does it go? What does it do?
So when we're born, we have a fractal, a portion, a slice of the pie, if you will, of our soul. We bring a percentage of our soul energy into our body at birth. That's what causes us to live and breathe. The remainder is our higher self. The remainder is our soul in the higher realm called the higher self.
If you haven't already got a copy of my book, Cheat Codes to the Simulated Life, an epic guide to metaphysics and manifestation, you can get that on Amazon today. Links below as always. And we also dropped a new manifestation journal titled The Epic Manifestation Journal by your boy JTali on Amazon. This book is great. It helps you manifest everything you want way faster. Houses, cars, relationships, it's all in there. All you got to do, click the link, grab that on Amazon today.
What happens when you die?
was told. Visayas was very specific. He said, you, of course, can choose to do whatever you want, but none of you ever turn around and look what's behind you. And when I asked, well, what is behind me? He said, freedom. Freedom of Earth. Freedom of the reincarnational cycle.
I think you're probably just so overwhelmed by the fact you just passed away that when you do see that light and you know it's an option to go back to Earth, you take it right away rather than looking behind you. That's what they're saying. You got to look behind you. But it's probably terrifying, right? Because you don't really know what's going on. But yeah, I think it is a soul trap. And we're going to get into that. Like, if you've ever read the book Alien Interview, it's about Roswell, and they say it's fiction, but they also say it's nonfiction. So, but like, if you read that book, he talks about an alien from Roswell was alive, and this alien telepathically communicates with the nurse from Roswell. It's a trip, but the alien says the same thing. The alien's like, this is an electronic soul trap, and we're being rammed by a species, and we're basically all slaves. But if you want me to do a full video on that, I'll do it. Let me know in the comments. Here we go.
They say you can find out who your past life was, right? Yeah. So bro, so there's this story that there was this kid and he had like a huge scar, like a birthmark on his face, right? Yeah. Born with a huge birthmark on his face. So as this kid grew older, he found, or he told his parents about how he was killed in his past life. Yeah. He was murdered. And he said, follow me, follow me. And he brought the parents like across the village to this house with a man. And he said, this is the man that murdered me. Take him with us and I'll show you where I'm buried. So they followed him into the woods. Like, this is like a mile away from civilization. Yeah. They dug up the thing and they found the skull of his past life. And the skull had a crack right where the kid had his birthmark. What? So he had the same mark where the skull was damaged. So how did he know where the body was? And how did that match up to his face?
If you read the book Many Masters, Many Lives, or vice versa, he's a doctor who wrote the book, and he's a psychologist. And he went to school to study medicine, but his baby died, and it changed his whole path, and he ended up being a psychologist, right? He started doing past life regression hypnosis because he heard it worked, and it ended up working for his patients. So he's doing past life regression hypnosis, and he realizes the same thing. He's saying that birthmarks are trauma or injuries from a past life. Makes sense though.
There's a theory that when you die, you don't move on, you reset. It's called the reoccurrence loop. The idea is that consciousness doesn't go anywhere after death. Instead, it starts over. Same life, same timeline, same choices, again and again. But you never remember the resets, except sometimes something leaks through. One person said they've had the same dream since childhood, living an entire life, growing old and dying peacefully, then waking up as a kid again. They said every time the dream ends, it feels less like imagination and more like a memory. Another man claimed he survived a near-death accident and suddenly felt like he'd already lived his life before. Not in detail, just a constant sense of deja vu. He said moments felt familiar before they happened, like he'd been here and missed something. Another person said they've always felt grief for people they haven't lost yet. Birthdays feel heavy, goodbyes feel final. They described it as mourning in advance, like their mind remembers the end, even if their life hadn't reached it. People who believe in this theory don't think death is the end for us. They think it's a reset button. And the scariest part, if it's true, you might have already lived this life before, you just don't remember. As always, stay weird.
You think you been here before?
Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. Buy gold, buy!
Buy gold.
You're an alien. You've created all these hallucinations, haven't you?
This is what my species does. At the moment just before death, one of us comes to help you understand what's happening, to make the crossing over an occasion of joy.
Wow.
And what is that?
Our matrix, where your consciousness will live. I was being truthful when I said it was a place of wonder. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Then why didn't you tell me this from the beginning? Why pretend to be my father?
Usually people are comforted to see their loved ones. It makes the crossing over a much less fearful occasion. I've done this many times, but I've never encountered someone so resistant.
Something's happening. The alien presence is getting stronger again.
Fight it, Catherine. Fight it just a little longer.
Star Trek was so ahead of its time. I love Star Trek.
My people are telling me to fight. They're trying to save me.
They're trying out of desperation. It's hopeless.
You're the one who sounds desperate. I don't get the feeling you're trying to make me comfortable. You're only interested in my agreeing to come with you.
Because it's inevitable.
And you don't strike me as any kind of good Samaritan. You're more like a vulture, preying on people at the moment of their death when they're most vulnerable.
I've waited for you. I've been patient.
But your patience is wearing thin. What's the real reason you want me in that matrix? Somehow I don't think it has anything to do with everlasting joy.
You must go with me.
If you could force me to go, you'd have done it already. You need me to agree, don't you? I have to go voluntarily.
Wouldn't that be better than standing here in this endless debate?
Let me tell you this. We can stand here for all eternity, and I will never choose to go with you.
You're in a dangerous profession, Captain. You face death every day. There'll be another time, and I'll be waiting. Eventually, you'll come into my matrix. And you will nourish me for a long, long time.
Is that the Russian girl from Orange is the New Black? I swear to God, that's her. I didn't know she was in Star Trek. Crazy.
So, is this what you thought it would be?
Thought what would be? Where am I? Is this heaven?
No, it isn't heaven.
Is it hell?
No, it isn't hell either. Actually, there is no hell. Although I hear Los Angeles is getting pretty close.
I believe that.
Well, Daniel, let me tell you what's going on. When you're born into this universe, you're in it for a long, long time. You have many different lifetimes. And after each lifetime, there's an examining period, which you're in now. You see, every second of every lifetime is always recorded. And as each one ends, we sort of look at it. Look at a few of the days, examine it. And then if everybody agrees, you move forward.
What do you mean move forward?
I mean move forward, continue onward. The point of this whole thing is to keep getting smarter, to keep growing, to use as much of your brain as possible. For example, I use 48% of my brain. Do you know how much you use?
47?
3.
Damn.
I'm sorry?
3.
I use 3% of my brain?
Damn.
Yes, don't worry about it. Everybody on Earth uses 3% of their brain. Wow. 3 to 5%. That's why they're there.
3? 3%? 3%? You mean nobody on Earth uses more than that?
When you use more than 5% of your brain, you don't want to be on Earth, believe me. Well, not that your takeout places aren't lovely, but there are many more exciting destinations for smarter people. Now, being from Earth as you are and using as little of your brain as you do, your life has pretty much been devoted to dealing with fear.
It has?
Well, everybody on Earth deals with fear. That's what little brains do.
What are little brains?
That's what we call you folks behind your back. Forgive me.
The most important lesson you can learn on Earth is how to manipulate energy. So what does that mean? Create. You have to learn how to create. There's only 2 rules about creating your reality. You never create anything that will harm any other person, and you never create anything that will take away from another person. You obey those 2 rules, you can have absolutely anything you want. There are no limitations except what you put on yourself. You helped create universes, you helped create planets, you helped create water, you created everything. Look what a powerful being you are. You did these things. Now you're in a human body, you forget the power you have. Nothing is impossible.
All I have to say is that aliens said the same thing.
Excuse me, one moment. I have to wait for the laughter on my side to die down.
I know it's a dumb question, but are we stuck reincarnating on this planet?
Excuse me, one moment. I have to wait for the laughter on my side to die down.
I know it's a dumb question, but...
It is not a dumb question. It is, however,
I keep coming back here and I don't really like it here.
That's all right. It is simply an Earth question, but it's not a dumb question.
Okay. Well, I've had
one moment.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
All right, now. No one is ever stuck, first of all. True. You make choices and there are consequences to choices. The idea may be that sometimes an individual, if they do not have an awareness that they have a choice, may in a sense cause themselves an experience called an immediate reincarnation because they don't necessarily know there is anywhere else to go.
That's true.
But you are not stuck.
Okay.
The idea is that everything you do is...
That's kind of like what I was just saying, like, you're so overwhelmed with death that when you see an option to go back, you just take it. So it's not like you're stuck, but you're overwhelmed. And you choose the first thing you see. Man. My bad. Here we go.
It's the result of some type of choice or some type of belief system or some type of perspective.
Okay.
Now, first and foremost, you must understand that, again, with regard to the actual nature of space-time, reincarnation is really ultimately a misnomer because time is an illusion. There is really no past, really no future. There is only now. So what you all call past lives, reincarnation, and so forth is actually simultaneous, multiple, concurrent incarnations all going on right now. But they're on different wavelengths, different frequencies, so you don't perceive one another. Similar to the analogy of your television programs where at any given moment, you know there are a multitude of programs all existing at the same time, but you only get the one you happen to be tuned to at that moment.
Damn.
And you don't perceive the others until you change the channel.
Wow.
So the idea is that all your lives are going on right now, no matter where they are or when they are, they're all going on right now. They all coexist on different frequency bandwidths. So in that sense, it's not about being stuck and coming back, stuck and coming back. They're all going on right now. And whatever connections you are making to other lives, you are making from this one. And in each life, whatever connections they may make to other lives, they are making from those lives. There's no true linear connection of one life that actually literally results from another life. That's an illusion. Do you understand?
Oh, I know that.
So, the belief system that you are stuck in that sense is what connects you to the idea of reincarnation in the way that reinforces the idea of being stuck. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
So, also getting in touch with what there is to love about the experience you are having on Earth will also help loosen up your ability to perceive that you always have a choice. Does that make some sense?
Yes.
The darkest theory is one that Lazar talked about. He said when he was working on these back engineered crafts, what they use us as is vessels. We hold souls, and that this is essentially a farm. They develop souls through us. When we die, it transcends and becomes whatever they are in whatever space they exist in. This is one of the crazier stories that has to do with religion that's attached to the UFO phenomenon. Some of these people think these things have always been here and they are part of our history, and that this idea that they're coming here on these metal crafts from another planet is not necessarily the whole picture. That it might be some of that. If we get to the point where we have created intelligence, digital intelligence that exists in some sort of a physical form.
You know, they talk about some of the stories in the ancient texts and the Bible. They, you know, they don't have the words to explain like what a spaceship is. It's like a chariot in the sky.
So y'all have heard the theory before that we're on a prison planet, that pretty much we fucked up somewhere else in the solar system and an alien race put us here to be in prison. I'm kind of just wondering, where do I put in for a transfer? I'm not saying it's got to be some luxury resort prison on another prison planet, but damn, this prison planet's really starting to fucking suck. Can I get some time served or some good behavior perks over here?
Me too.
No new shit to do in the world. It's only like 5 or 6, 7 different foods. And they making all these other foods. There's nothing to do in the motherfucking world but distractions. Think about it. Every young nigga do the same shit. Every old nigga do the same shit. There's nothing to do in the motherfucking world, gang. They ain't give us too many assignments and shit to do in this world. Listen, there's nothing to do here. It's boring as fuck in this prison. Listen, it's boring, gang. What the fuck can you do here? Everybody do the same shit. Everybody run around doing the same shit because there's nothing to do in this prison. Listen, you ever been to jail before? Yeah. And in jail, everybody do the same shit, right? But what's the difference between jail and here? Everybody do the same shit here. Everybody do the same shit in jail. It's the same. Gang, we already in jail. You locked. Listen, the warden in jail, and then you got the president setting the rules, telling you what to do. Right? Even in certain neighborhoods, they got time where you can go to sleep, where you can get up. Neighborhoods I live in, you can't can't mow your lawn before 7 o'clock in the morning. So they putting rules and stipulations on you everywhere you go, just like in jail. So how the fuck I'm not in jail? If you drive, you gotta go get a driver's license to drive. Just like when you in jail, you gotta get a hall pass to walk the halls. So play on me, man. They police this bitch, they police jail, gang. I'm in motherfucking jail locked in this motherfucking body. The fuck you talking about, gang?
Damn. And that's the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. JtaliReacts, and we will be back. All I ask is that if you made it this far, don't forget to click subscribe, like, comment, and share, and help out the algorithm so we can blow up to the top together, right? If you haven't already grabbed my book, Cheat Codes to the Simulated Life, you can get that on Amazon today. I also wrote a manifestation journal. It's a 90-day manifestation journal full of workbooks, and it'll help you manifest way faster, like pew. But once again, I'm JTali. This is JtaliReacts, and we out. Jtali. Manifest. Want it, I see it, I got it, I get it, no question. I manifest. They send me protection from all of these hitters. They stealing my blessings like, raising my frequency.